What up, y'all? Flash Speaks back, another video. Crazy week, man. Crazy week. But this is the stuff we go through. When you're losing, when you're on a 3-game losing streak, right? The outside talking heads, they start talking crazy. Clowns like Nick Wright, they start to exaggerate. You know, they now the Philadelphia Eagles on his little stupid tier list of teams. You know, now he got the Eagles under Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Rams and like teams they already beat and stuff like that. Now those teams are just better than the Eagles. You know, even though the Eagles are still a 10-4 team now. You know, those teams probably may not even win 10 for the season, but they better than the Eagles. The Chiefs are still up there though. You know, next to the Cowboys, you know they lost 5 games and lost to the Eagles, right? This team that's so bad, Chiefs lost to them, but the Chiefs still up there. Like, why people take this guy seriously blows my mind. Other talking heads, but that don't matter. The bigger concern to me is Eagles fans, Eagles content creators, and so on. Listen, I don't knock nobody for what they do. Everybody got their style. Everybody got their way. The proof is always in the pudding. If you got the most subscribers, if you got the most views and all that, you're doing something right. And you're better than people that got less. You know what I mean? But what I will say is like half of that shit, man, I don't care nothing about that stuff, bro. I don't get caught up in that stuff. I'm not trying to, report on whether or not, fans and players going back and forth with each other, whether or not, who cares, man? Who cares about that? At the end of the day, we all should have one thing in common, and that's the best interest of the football team, the football club. And what we should want to see is just this team go out there and smash the Giants this upcoming week. That's all that really matters, man. Like, if you got side stuff or side interests, that's your business, man. Go for it, do your thing, make your money. Whatever it is you're trying to do, I'm all for that, man. I'm all for. I'm a capitalist-minded person. I'm all for that stuff, man. So that's cool. But as far as content, that shit just don't interest me. It's just me personally. You know what I mean? I think it's just distracting and the side stuff. I need the team, A.J. Brown or whoever, even Slay, whatever. You focus on the task in hand, man. Be in the lab getting it in, man. And that's the thing I like about, and that's where it brings me to ultimately where I am. After some serious thought and serious considerations, I decided, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and ride with the squad for now. I got to give the team a little bit of equity based off of what he did last year, even though I know it's not the exact same guys. I know it's some different guys. But, we got that quarterback, man, Jalen Hurts. Say what you want about his level of talent. You could think he's in the bottom third talent-wise. I know half of you jokers do think that. The other half of you jokers think he's not really that smart a guy, cerebral a guy, or you think he doesn't understand football. I know a lot of y'all think like that. You know what I mean? And I know it because, like, during the times when Jalen Hurts is winning, whether he putting up numbers, whatever, half of y'all going to give the fact that he has a talented roster the credit. Some of you guys are going to give the fact that he runs like that he can run the credit, right? I know that. When he's winning, though, you can't justify your opinion. So what you do is you wait for these situations to come out with your bullshit. You know what I mean? Like me the other day, I had to criticize him. And it's not about him, it's about the team. I speak on what I saw in that game. And in that game, he had a lot to do with the team losing on that game, okay? Now, that's an altogether different subject from whether or not I think he's a good player or a great player. I still believe he's a great player, but a great player who just had a rough little dumb stretch. I've seen Josh Allen, who I believe is a great player, have little stretches like that. You know what I mean? I've seen many I've seen many have little BS stretches like that. But and my point is, all of those issues that Hurts is having right now are all fixable things, bro. Fixable things. A lot of it is decision making. Okay, going for the safe pass, taking the check down over trying to go for the bomb. right? Little stuff like that. That's not a skill deficiency problem. That's not a intellectual deficiency problem from the standpoint of understanding what the defense is doing. I definitely believe he got that simply because that's just a matter of putting the time in watching film. And from everything I'm hearing, he watches more film than anybody. So it's not like he's fooled in terms of what he's seeing, right? What's happening is he's making some poor decisions, which, needs to stop. In which I'm going to give the man benefit of the doubt, I think will stop. All right? And I'm going to tell you another because, there's some content creators out here. The new thing now is, why aren't you giving Jalen Hurts the same energy that you give Gainwell or Quez Watkins or whatever? Like why don't you go in on Jalen Hurts when he has a bad game the way you go in on Darius Slay or Bradbury or Quez Watkins? And I'm like, I don't understand that. I just think that's bad logic. It's obvious. All right. Number one, Hurts has a little bit more equity than those guys. He just does. Number two, he's your quarterback. Number three, and my personal reason why I don't do it is because I'm really serious and concerned about giving trolls the satisfaction. Because this is what happens. When you get on here and you praise your team, because as I notice, I'm starting to notice this internet thing, how this thing works. When I come on here and when other content creators come on here and praise the Eagles, brag about the Eagles, talking about the Eagles are the best team and all of that, you know what type of people you attract? You attract the type of people, man. You keep a lot of people away because they don't care about the Eagles when you're praising them, right? This is non-Eagle fans. You will attract Eagle fans who are positive about the team, who have good energy. That's what you attract when you do that, right? When you go out there, you put out that bad energy though, like Jalen Hurts sucks. He's a one-read quarterback. He can't read the defense. All he can do is run. And when you come and you do that, you know what happens? In your content, what you do is you attract all those little roaches and other dudes. I want to use other words, street words for them, but I'm not. I'm going to keep it clean. You attract all those cockroaches and you attract all those little clowns who don't like Hurts anyway, don't like the Eagles, don't have good wishes for your team, and they're going to start complimenting you. Oh, you're an honest Eagles fan. I like you. Oh, yeah, you Eagles fan is keeping it real. I like you. I'm going to start following you. I'm glad finally there's an Eagles fan who was honest about Jalen Hurts. Like, listen, man, I'm not here to attract none of y'all. I'm not here to be Flip Wilson dancing, saying none of that shit that any of you type of people like, right? I don't do this for this. I do this because of my love for the game, my love for the team, right? And Philadelphia sports. Not to be attracting some San Francisco 49er fans or some Cowboy fans who want to hear me rag on my own team, right? So I'm conscious of the type of energy I put out and what type of people I attract. I'm not that starved for acceptance in this world that I need people like in the comment section telling me how good I am at doing this, especially if they really aren't here for the good of the team, for the Eagles, right? I see beyond that. I'm not a two-dimensional thinker. I'm a three-dimensional thinker. I'm able to see what you're doing, what you're trying to do, right? I'm real good at that. I sniff that stuff out. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not talking about some of you guys who are sincere, don't have a personal thing, but half of them jokers, they can't wait for these situations so they can come and just start pouncing and pouring on. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to feed that fire and I'm not going to feed that energy, okay? So that's the answer for some of these Eagle content creators who think, you're supposed to keep it real about Hurts and all of that. I kept it all the way real. When he has a bad game, I'm going to keep it focused. Say he got a bad game. No, I'm not going, like when Hurts come out there and let's say he wins a close game against a tough team. I'm not going to rag on him then. That's nutty. I literally watched Tom Brady put together a whole career, right, of comeback wins and winning at the last second while not playing well in the beginning of the game. And we call that man the GOAT. I watched Joe Montana do the same thing. The main thing I care about is smart football play, clutchness, because that's the one quality, and I always tell y'all this, that's the one quality in all the greats that's a constant. And the goals guys consider to be GOAT. If you ain't got clutchness, it don't matter. I don't care about it. You could throw a ball 70 yards on, standing on 1 foot while you in the air going sideways. I don't care about it. I'm not looking for, Superman, right? Like, that's the stuff everybody was saying about Carson Wentz. He's 6'5", he 230, he this shit that, his arms this length and all that. Like, bro, I'm not trying to go on a date with none of these dudes, man. I just need somebody that's going to be a good football player. I don't care about his size and body dimensions and all of those weird shit that people be talking about, right? What I care about is what's going on up here. So what concerned me about Hurts' play in that Seattle game was he wasn't making good decisions, man, right? Tom Brady for 20 years is the GOAT. Why? Because for many times, his secret was always just taking what the defense gives him. He'd be captain check down forever. My man threw screen plays. Like, I remember in the 04 Super Bowl, like the 04 Super Bowl when we played the Patriots, we were outplaying them in that first half. Tom Brady comes out there in that third quarter. He does a whole drive. Nothing but screen passes, man, to Kevin Falk and to his tight ends and guys like that. They ain't had Gronk yet back then, right? So there's no shame in that, man. And that's the message I want to get along to our quarterback. There's no shame in being a check down king. If that's what the defense is giving you, man, be a check down king, whatever. Don't be forcing it into A.J. Brown. No, I don't care how phenomenal he is. Don't force it in that Devontae. I don't care how phenomenal he is, man. If it's a bad throw, right? But that's as far as I'm gonna go. We're not gonna get into this whole narrative that he sucks and this and that, because all his issues are fixable. All of them are. They're all fixable, bro. You know what I mean? Now the coaching staff and all that, let the chips fall as they may with them. I don't know what's gonna happen with them guys, man. Like, they just they have to be smarter, man. Maybe be more creative. And then, with Jeffrey Lurie the type of guy like this, man. He wants an elite offense. He does. That's just his thoughts. Now, as far as defense, for whatever reason, I believe he's okay with a middling defense. If his defense is like 15th in the league, I think he cool. But he want his offense to be top 5. I already know how Jeffrey Lurie is, man. He type of dude, he'd be looking over at Miami, he'd be looking over at San Fran, he'd be like, I want to give me one of them dudes, give me one of them guys, that type of mindset. With Jalen Hurts and these guys, maybe we can get something done. That's why Nick Sirianni he need to watch out. He does need to watch out, him and Brian Johnson. Like if Eric Bellamy, is let go from Washington, I could definitely see Jeffrey Lurie trying to scoop him up. But all that stuff is next year stuff, man. But my point is, Nick Sirianni, man, like, yo, you need to tighten up, homie. Need to tighten up, man. Need to tighten up. And it hurts. You got to help him out. Play better, man. Like, be captain check down. I don't care. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do out here, man. You got to do what you're doing out here, man, because you're going to get all this dumb criticism. That's what happens when you lose. When you lose games, man. But as far as this game with the Giants, I'm not doing a whole bunch of scouting on the Giants. I'm not doing a whole bunch of scouting on Danny DeVito or Rick DeVito, whatever the hell his name is. Like, as you see, I'm just not looking them up because I just expect a smashing, a crashing, like, if you ever watched WWE, WWF back when it was WWF back in the day, when they had the Legion of Doom or when the Road Warriors was on NWA, you know how you would have like the guy. Like, you'll have like the little crash dummy wrestler that's already in the ring already. They just say his name. Sometimes they don't even introduce him or whatever. But he don't even get an entrance. He just already in the ring. And then they got Hawk and Animal come to the ring. You know what I mean? They play I Am Iron Man. They run into the ring and they smash some dudes. And in 2 minutes, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting that. Like, this week, that's it. Get a Giants early Christmas present, smash them dudes, man. Then you got to go to the Cardinals and smash them dudes. Then you got to go to the Giants again and smash them dudes. That's what I'm looking for. I automatically expect a win. I don't expect no more losses. What I need is smashing. Getting these guys out of here. Offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball. You got to win all these games by at least 2 touchdowns. Bottom line. And really only 2 touchdowns because they just scoring garbage time. I need Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, all them drinking Gatorade in the fourth quarter, like with their damn coats on. They done took their pads off and all that. That's what I'm talking about. They don't even know where their helmet is because they sat it down somewhere, right? That's what I want to see. And I'm not coming with a whole bunch of sophisticated, this and that against their secondary. No, bro, it's time, man. Put up a shut up time, man. You got to get this done, bro. Period. These teams are trash. You supposed to be an upper echelon team. You got to go out there and smash these guys, man. Then the other thing, man, you got to bench James Bradbury. Got to bench him. Maybe here and there you give him a little bit of time on the slide or whatever, but he should not be allowed to be on the outside corner for the Eagles again. And then this got to be the last year for him, but for real, Ringo and Ricks, they're young. So, of course, they don't have all the techniques down and all the know-how of a veteran and all that, but you don't even need that right now. You just need some young, hungry, aggressive guys, man. You know what I mean? That's going to be physical. That's all you need, man, right now. Ricks and Ringo should be R&R, should be our corners. Byard and Sidney Brown and some Blankenship back there. And we go forward. Like, our defense, man, in that game, with the exception of Bradbury getting burnt at the end, and a little bit of giving up the run a little bit more than I would like, was acceptable. It was an acceptable defensive thing. The offense just had to score more than some damn 17 points, man. Period. You got to score more than 17, man. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what I got, man. Y'all know I don't like sitting up here rapping over 20 minutes. I'm not that important of a person, man, to be sitting here talking over 20 minutes, man. So I'll probably make another one of these or whatever before the game. Come on, man. And that's it, man. Peace.